All right, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
It is Wednesday. True?
I think so.
Yeah, I think it's
I
Wednesday.
think so.
Yeah, we're outside today. Another beautiful morning here in Kentucky. Not there. Oh, wait for the car. Yesterday we started our three-part parallel with Jesus sends demons into the herd of pigs. We heard the first part in Matthew, and it's such a long reading today, we decided to break it up into its three parts. So today, we're reading the second part, which is found in Mark chapter 5, starting at verse 1. So they arrived at the other side of the lake, in the region of Gerasenes. When Jesus climbed out of the boat, a man possessed by an evil spirit came out from a cemetery to meet him. This man lived among the burial caves and could no longer be restrained, even with a chain. Whenever he was put into chains and shackles, as he often was, he snapped the chains from his wrists and smashed the shackles. No one was strong enough to subdue him. Day and night he wandered among the burial caves and in the hills, howling and cutting himself with sharp stones. When Jesus was still some distance away, the man saw him, ran to meet him, and bowed low before him. With a shriek, he screamed, "Why are you interfering with me, Jesus, Son of the Most High God? In the name of God, I beg you, don't torture me." For Jesus had already said to the spirit, "Come out of the man, you evil spirit." When Jesus demanded, "What is your name?" and he replied, "My name is Legion, because there are many of us inside this man." Then the evil spirits begged him again and again not to send them to some distant place. There happened to be a large herd of pigs feeding in the hillside nearby. "Send us into those pigs," the spirit begged. "Let us enter them." So Jesus gave them permission. The evil spirits came out of the man and entered the pigs, and the entire herd of about 2,000 pigs plunged down into the steep hillside into the lake and drowned in the water. The herdsmen fled to the nearby town and the surrounding countryside, spreading the news as they ran. People rushed out to see what happened. A crowd soon gathered around Jesus, and they saw the man who had been possessed by the legion of demons. He was sitting there fully clothed and perfectly sane, and they were all afraid. Then those who had seen what had happened told the others about the demon-possessed man and the pigs, and the crowd began pleading with Jesus to go away and leave them alone. As Jesus was getting into the boat, the man who had been demon-possessed begged to go with him. But Jesus said, "No, go home to your family and tell them everything the Lord has done for you and how merciful he has been." So the man started off to visit the 10 towns of that region and began to proclaim and the great things Jesus had done for him, and everyone was amazed at what he had told them. We have that similar story, just before I read the book commentary, we have that similar story every day here. People with their demons of especially drug and alcohol addiction, they meet Jesus, and Jesus drives out that demon for them, whoever they are, and then they go off and preach the good news of Christ to other people, the missionaries almost. So whether it's a actual physical demon like Jesus dealt with here, or a demon of addiction, it's the same thing, you know.
Yeah.
We have it today. It's not like some far off, distant, ancient biblical story. It happens every day here, all around the world.
And it doesn't have to be just drugs or alcohol either. It could be anything that tempts
any addiction, but
anything that tempts you and you put it higher than God.
Yep. But for the most part, the things that we see a lot on,
right,
just in our day-to-day dealings on general people, you know. But yeah, it's true. It's anything, but just anecdotal evidence of Christ happens all the time.
It does.
And now for the book commentary. Although we cannot be sure why demon possession occurs, we know that evil spirits can use the human body to distort and destroy a person's relationship with God and likeness to him. Even today, demons are dangerous, powerful, and destructive. While it is important to recognize their evil activity, we should avoid any curiosity about involvement with demonic forces or the occult. We find that in Deuteronomy chapter 18, verses 10 through 12. If we resist the devil and his influences, he will flee from us. That's in James chapter 4, verse 7. The demon screamed at Jesus, "Why are you interfering with me?" It was a shriek of fear, defense, and rebellion against God. No one today would like to admit to being demon-possessed, but most of our society, like the demon, is screaming at God, the church, and Christian values. Why are you interfering with me? Get out of my life. When people reject Jesus Christ and his authority, they put themselves on the side of the demons and are heading in the same direction. Every person must ask, will I choose autonomy and self-will leading to destruction, or will I choose Christ's loving leadership over my life, giving me forgiveness, healing from sin, cleansing, and true freedom? The answer has eternal implications. The evil spirit said its name was Legion. A legion was the largest unit of the Roman army, consisting of 3,000 to 6,000 soldiers. The man was possessed by many demons. That's terrifying to be
right.
First and foremost. Mark often highlights the supernatural struggle between Jesus and Satan. The demons' goal was to control the humans they inhabited. Jesus' goal was to give people freedom from sin and Satan's control. The demons knew they had no power over Jesus, so they simply begged not to be sent to some distant place, which is the bottomless pit found in Luke 8:31. Jesus granted their request to enter the herd of pigs, and that we found again in verse 13 of this reading, but ended their destructive work in people. Perhaps Jesus let the demons destroy the pigs to demonstrate his own superiority over a very powerful yet destructive force. He could have sent them to hell, but he did not because the time for judgment had not yet come. In the end, the devil and all his demons will be sent into eternal fire. And that's in Matthew 25, verse 41. According to the Old Testament law, Leviticus 11, verse 7, pigs were unclean animals. This meant they could not be eaten or even touched by a Jew. This incident took place southeast of the Sea of Galilee in the region of the Gerasenes, a Gentile region, which explains how a herd of pigs could be involved. After such a wonderful miracle of saving a man's life, the people still wanted Jesus to leave because they were undoubtedly afraid of his supernatural power. They may have also feared that Jesus would continue destroying their pigs, their livelihood. They would rather give up Jesus than lose their source of income and security. Jesus told this man to tell his friends about the miraculous healing. Most of the time, Jesus urged those he healed to keep quiet. Why the difference? 1. Jesus knew the man would be an effective witness to those who knew his previous condition and could attest to the miraculous healing. 2. Jesus wanted to expand his ministry by introducing his message into the Gentile area. 3. Jesus knew the Gentiles, since they were not expecting a Messiah, would not divert his ministry by trying to crown him king. In fact, the people of this region had asked him to go away. This man had been demon-possessed, but became a living example of Jesus' power. He wanted to go with Jesus, but Jesus told him to go home and share his story with his friends. If you have experienced Jesus' power in your life, are you, like this man, enthusiastically sharing the good news with those around you? Just as we should tell others about a doctor who cured a physical disease, we should tell about Christ who cures our sin. Those 10 towns were located southeast of Asia and Galilee. 10 cities, each with its own independent government, formed an alliance for protection and for increased trade opportunities. These cities had been settled centuries earlier by Greek traders and immigrants. Although Jews also lived in the area, they were not in the majority. Many people from the 10 towns followed Jesus. Matthew 4, verse 25. Oh, I just missed 10 minutes.
Oh, that's all right.
Oh, well. Hopefully everybody will see it, but...
Yeah, we'll do our best.
Yeah, we'll do what we can. All right. Hope everybody has a glorious day, and we'll talk to you later.